Dude, that's a new graphic, man. I
Yeah,
love it, man.
I did that today. So, welcome back to another episode of the Scuttlebutt Podcast. Today we're here with my co-host Chaps
Hey
and our
guys.
good friend Douglas Berry.
Hey Doug.
Um, I just wanted to I want to give a talk about the intro for a second. I want people to go ahead and drop comments. Do you guys like the intro? Should I shorten it? I think it's a nice touch having the anthem, but is it too long?
No, yeah,
Just what,
I think it's perfect.
yeah,
But that's
I
just
don't want
me.
Good to
to
me.
I don't want to annoy the our people watching.
Dude, but that
It's
last
too long.
graphic was very 80s, man. That
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
really 80s. I love it.
Well, I joined the Navy in the '80s, so I'm trying to kick it old school.
Nice, man. No, dude, I think it's great.
um, we're back again with the episode of the Scuttlebutt. We're talking with Douglas Berry, but before we get into his story, I just want to remember. Just want you guys to remember that what we're here for. We're here to save lives through communication, and we started this little nonprofit a couple months ago. All the money that's generated through this channel, through our Patreon members, our show sponsors, uh, all the money that is coming from those people goes straight into buying sporting events. And we're sending veterans and first responders to sporting events with a mentor. And we don't use any of that money at all for the show. I pay for all the production, everything out of
does.
my pocket. So
He does.
everybody, all the money that comes in goes straight back to the veterans in our community.
I never get a bill. I'm kind of happy. Like
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic. I never get a bill. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, thanks, Flake.
Yeah. So if you're watching, you're listening, you want to help out, there's links down in the description for one-time donations, Patreon, which is a monthly subscription. You definitely help us out. So with that said, how's it going, guys?
Oh, dude,
Doing great.
I'm a little hot, man. I'm a little flustered today.
Yeah, it is a little
Man,
warm today.
I'm burning up right now. I'm sweating my ass off. Damn.
What is the temperature? It's warm as hell.
It is. Wait, hold on. Let me check my phone.
Hey,
It
Google.
is.
What's the temperature outside?
Dude, it's 70 degrees. No wonder why it feels hot.
Yeah.
Damn.
Google said 64, but it feels warmer than that.
Well, you
So-
are in Christiana,
Yeah.
so you're a little bit colder up there.
So
down there.
Chaps had a long day today. He just got back from Arizona this morning, bright
Oh
and
my
early.
God, dude! I got your message at 4 o'clock this morning about doing this podcast while I was at the Sky Harbor, Arizona airport, and I'm like, okay, another podcast, good to go. And then I went back to bed, and then got on the plane at 5:50, and I was home by 11 o'clock. And I took a
Yeah.
nap today, and I want to go back to bed. I'm extremely tired, but
You're-
not before we listen to Douglas Berry and what he's got to give us.
Hey, so hey Doug, why don't you introduce yourself, buddy?
Yeah, howdy. I'm Doug Berry. Did 20 years in the Air Force, 4 down
Sure.
at Davis Monthan in Tucson, Arizona, a year in South Korea, and then 15 years, believe it or not, at Shaw Air Force Base here in Sumter, South Carolina. 4 tours to the Middle East, 2 to Saudi Arabia, 2 to Kuwait. And that sums up the Air Force portion of my life.
Do you have the Air
Andrew,
Force?
Andrew has questions for you because I know
I
he's gonna go
I
into
do.
recruiter mode.
I do. Do you have the Air Force Expeditionary Medal with the gold trim?
I do.
He's good for the VFW by me. Are you a member of the VFW, Doug?
I am not currently.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we need to have you a part of our group, man.
I'll have to look into it for sure.
I will send you an application as soon as we're done here.
All right, cool.
Yes. Chaps
Okay,
is a
that's it. I'm
national
done with the
recruiter.
recruiting for the time.
He's a national recruiter. So I knew as soon as you said that you were, first of all, you said you were in South Korea for what, a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
that's-
my short tour there. Yeah.
Yeah, that
That automatically
that
gets you
automatically gets you into the VFW right there.
30
Yeah,
30
that was,
plus 60 days in Korea, and then that Armed Forces Expeditionary with the gold trim, that definitely gets you in. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good to go. So what is What did you do in the Air Force?
I was the fancy name is an armament system specialist. I was a bomb loader. Maintained the weapon systems on the A-10 and F-16 aircraft and loaded munitions.
The A-10?
Yeah,
Oh, thank God.
that's my baby.
I love
Heck
the
yeah.
A-10. I love it. I
Yeah,
love the Warthog. It's an
there's a lot to
amazing,
love about that thing.
amazing machine. I've got a pair of socks with an A-10 on it, and it goes on both socks. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've
Did you,
got some pieced together dummy rounds here in the house from the 30 millimeter. I could grab one real quick if you think the
I would
viewers
like
would like
to
see it.
see. Yeah, I think our viewers want to see a 30
Heck yeah, for
millimeter.
sure.
Hell
Look,
yeah!
I'll be right back. Hold on
Most
one second. It's right
definitely.
here.
Yep.
I
need some,
Now
Dude,
I
that's-
polished it up.
Oh,
It's not this shiny actually, but there it is.
holy shit!
And
Damn.
I'm not doing like I call it a fish thing. I'm not holding it way out here. It's just
Yeah.
right here. That's how big the thing.
Could you
Wow.
imagine getting hit in the chest with that thing?
Yeah, that's that would be that part that's going to come at you.
Damn.
And this is just a practice round, but I mean that's about 2.5 pounds. I mean, a practice round going to hit you. It's going to kill you.
Oh yeah, it's gonna rip you in
It
half.
will probably take every single limb off of your body.
Yeah.
So the real one, is it just like a brass piece, or is there like a little explosive in there? Because I've seen shit blow up when it hits.
Oh, for the high
High explosive dual purpose.
high explosive one, yeah, it's got an explosive tip right here on the end of it,
Okay.
and it's filled up with some explosives. Yeah.
In the Marine Corps, we call that HEDP, high explosive dual purpose.
Yeah, and then
you ever
there's
hit- You ever
there's
hit one with a hammer?
armor piercing tip, which then you got the uranium in that, and it just basically
Yeah,
saw a tank in
us
half.
Marines, you wouldn't want to give us uranium because we wouldn't even know what the hell to do with it.
Yeah. So have you ever hit one with a hammer?
But
We'll leave that for the Marines.
Yeah, we probably would do that. Yeah, if it says don't push it, we're probably gonna push
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah, you're definitely pushing it.
We used to have a little bit of fun with the crew chiefs and our munitions out there because they didn't really know what we were handling, so it was kind of fun to mess with them a little bit. I will admit.
Well, Doug, thank you for your service, man. Where are you from
Y'all too.
originally?
New Jersey, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. That's about I don't know, about an hour and a half, I guess, above Trenton.
Okay. Oh, Trent.
So before you joined the Air Force, did you already know that you were going to go? Like, how did you pick the Air Force over, let's say, the good service, the Navy,
Or the better service, the Marines? I don't know.
I'm kind of a motorhead, and initially, when I went in and thought about joining the military, I wanted to be a jet engine mechanic because a need for speed kind of thing.
Yeah.
And through the process of joining the Air Force, that position wasn't open for me at the time. So I wanted to work on planes again because, I was an auto mechanic by trade at that point, and I wanted to work on the planes. I mean, if you're going to go in the Air Force, you don't want a desk job, right? You want to go out there and work on the freaking planes.
Right.
So I took the armament spot, and at first I didn't know if I was going to like it, and it kind of grew on me. Really started enjoying it.
So you say you did 20 years. What did you get out as? E7, E8?
E7.
E7?
So what is that in the Air Force?
Or wait, E6, Tech Sergeant.
E6.
Tech Sergeant.
Tech Sergeant. Yeah.
Okay.
Been out
got
too
it.
long. It's kind of hard to remember all that stuff. off the
Yeah,
top
I
of my
hear
head.
you.
Dude, hey, listen, man. I get so confused by the Air Force ranks. Like, I'm like, huh? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Like, a staff sergeant is an E5, and is that right? A staff sergeant's an E5?
Staff Sergeant C5, yeah.
Yeah. See, an E5 is a sergeant. A staff sergeant in the Marine Corps is an E6. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. You guys flip flop it.
We're backward.
Yeah. Yeah, in Navy it's easy.
Or you're
Just
backward,
petty
one of us
officer.
is.
Oh, come on. We're the Department of the Navy. We had to know your ranks, man. Are you kidding me?
So,
Oh gosh.
how was Korea?
Korea was the worst year of my life, and at the
Oh,
same
damn.
time, the best year of my life. I went through a lot of crap personally while I was over there. but we made our way through it, and that's where I found God. So
Amen, brother.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. What part of we're at in South Korea? Were you?
Kunsan, down there working on the F-16s.
Is that I was in Busan. Is that anywhere near Busan? That's in
My South Korea geography is not going to be what it should be. I think
Yeah.
that was further north than we were.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was the
Hey, don't ask me, man. I don't even know where I don't even know where Korea is on a map.
it's
Never
south.
been.
It's south of North Korea.
Oh,
Yeah, just-
okay. Oh, okay. Thanks, Fleek. Damn, dude, calling me out like on the air. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay. That's cool. I take. Hey, I can take it from you. It's those other people.
Yeah. We had another Air Force guy on last night, man. He was giving it to Andrew.
Yeah, dude. He ripped me a new asshole.
Yeah.
Like, he's like,
he was throwing zingers all night.
I'm
man. I was
like, damn, dude.
I'm a little more laid back. Yeah.
Well, he was an E9, so I mean, I can't really disrespect him. So, what's an E9 in the Air Force? That's a command sergeant major.
You're
Master
gonna make me
Chief
do it
or-
again, aren't
wait.
you? 67.
It was a master.
9, senior master sergeant.
Senior
Senior
master.
master
Yeah, that
sergeant.
sounds like really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
If
was
I'm not mistaken, that's it.
right on, man.
Well, that's
So,
cool, man.
how did the reason how I found you was on social media and Jasper. So how long have you been doing Jasper? Did you start this in the military or?
No, I just started it. Well, my son caught a rabbit. He brought it in the backyard years ago. He's 24 now, and he did that when he was like 10 years old. So that's the point where I wrote the first book. And then you pitch it to publishers and nobody wants it. And you wait 5 years and you try pitching it again and nobody wants it. And I went through that process about 3 or 4 times. And at 2020, just like when COVID started hitting, Fulton Publishing decided, yeah, that's kind of a neat little story. We'll go ahead and do that for you. And I subsequently used my COVID relief money because being retired Air Force, having a full-time job, I didn't really need that money. I really didn't.
Yeah.
So I used that money and put it into the publishing of my first book. So I didn't really have any real skin in the game. It was just that money I didn't know what to do with anyway.
And where can we get this book on Amazon or?
Yeah, it's available everywhere online, Amazon.com, Walmart.com, Books A Million, Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
I'm struggling a little bit getting it in stores. Still kind of working on that. That problem is Fulton Publishing has it set up as a print-on-demand book. Barnes and Noble and Books A Million won't stock in their store a print-on-demand book for whatever reason. I don't know. It's just their corporate policy. I haven't heard that Walmart won't yet, so that's the next one I really want to try to push at. But that's what's holding me up a little bit, trying to get it in stores.
I need to get me a copy of that.
So how do you get it out of that classification so you can get it in brick and mortar, like a brick and mortar
I
stores?
don't know. I won't say they refuse to answer my emails, but they haven't answered my emails on that exact question because I'm curious as the same thing. Is it just a bookkeeping thing? It's like, okay, well, we'll take it out of that and put it over here kind of thing. But the distributor is Ingram Content. It's one of the larger distributors in the nation for books. So they'll ship pretty much worldwide, everywhere. It's just that one little sticky point, which I really need to work on.
Do you write the stories also and the artwork, or the artwork and somebody else writes the stories? How does that work?
No, I don't do the artwork. The stories are all mine. The publisher hooked me up with like a choice of 10 illustrators. And I had to pick one, and I knew it was going to be for like kids like 0 to 6 years old. So I knew the artwork had to be pretty basic, not a lot of detail, kind of cartoon kind of style stuff.
Hey, I just ordered my book, so
thank you. Awesome, thank you.
Sorry, I was looking. I got it right. Well, you guys can't really see it, but
it's all washed out.
Yeah, it's all washed out. But I see a bunny and a swan and a duck and a fox on a sandcastle.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I just got your book, so thank you, Doug.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Greatly appreciate it.
So, how many books are there in the series? Is it a series or is it just one book?
We're working on series. We got the two. It's The Night I Spent in the People House is the first one, and A Day at the Beach with Jasper and Friends is the second one. I do feel like I'm getting better at writing stories with each corresponding book. The next one is I want to try to start publishing the 1st of January. It's going to be a story about the same characters that are in those two books are going to go to the farm, and they're going to feed the animals and plant some crops and that sort of thing while they're down
And
there.
I just ordered The Night I Spent in a People's House too. So
you're on it. Thank you so
I
much.
can't wait. No, I got the Amazon Kindle, so I just boom, boom, boom,
Well, there you
and
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it looks cool. I can't wait.
I just had
Thank you.
I just had a granddaughter, so I'll be ordering it also and sending it up to her.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of little family Easter eggs in the first book because be honest with you guys, I didn't think anything was going to happen with this. It's like, all right, this is going to be fun to do. I got some spare money. Let's make a book out of the little story that I came up with my son. So I figured I'd sell it to family and friends, and it would be kind of cool. So there's little Easter eggs in there, like the yellow house that's on the second page or so. Is actually the farmhouse we had in Maryland when we had the poultry farm. And
Nice.
some of the pictures in the first book are from the inside of my house in my backyard. The publisher said, the story sounds great. We need some ideas for the illustrator. So could you send us some ideas of what you want? And I'm going, I've never done this before. I don't know how to explain a scene to an illustrator. So I'm looking around the house and it's like a little light bulb comes on and it's like, oh, wait a minute. I live in a house and it's about a rabbit that goes in a house. So I started going around the house with my camera down about knee high, taking pictures of different spots in my house where I thought the rabbit would go.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
the same with outside in my backyard and the ponds that are in the front of that first book. We live across the street from a couple ponds. This subdivision has some ponds in it. So I had to go down by them and take some pictures. Neighbors probably thought I was losing my mind, but I didn't know what else to do.
So the two books are all the characters in both books same?
Both books. Yeah. And there'll be the same characters in the third book. And the fourth book looks like it's going to be a Christmas story book because everybody's got a Christmas story.
Yeah.
So I don't think the birds are going to be in that yet. I started fiddling around with some ideas for that. And initially I had the birds flying south because it's cold, it's winter. That's what birds do kind of thing. And just had like the rabbit, the squirrel and the mouse starting in that one. So the first half of the book is going to be probably Santa Claus stuff. And then I'm going to get into the Christian story right at the end. So
when you sign with the publisher, did you have to, did they say, okay, we need a book every 4 months? This is what you have to do? Or like, are you under like
no,
these certain guidelines?
It's kind of like a hybrid publisher. I hesitate to call it a vanity publisher, but you do have to pay up. Well, you don't have to pay up front. You can, but it's like about $2,800, $3,000 a book. And you pay a little bit up front and you can finance it out if you have to, or if you've got all the money, you can just pay for it up front. So they don't really put you in a contract for X amount of stories.
What does the publisher do for you? Like, how does it make it for $3,000? How does it make it worthwhile? Do they like
the illustrations? I don't have to look for an illustrator because they got the illustrator for me. They take care of the ISBNs, the copyrights, the UPC codes, all that sort of thing. They take care of shooting it out to all the Amazons, the books, the Barnes and Noble, the Books A Million, and get me all set up online.
They do marketing.
So it really is kind of worth it. Some folks say, that's really not the way to do it. And there's other cheaper ways of doing it through Amazon and that sort of thing. But different things work for different people, and this just seems to work for me. So I'm sticking with it for now anyway.
I'm excited. I can't wait to get these books. I like cartoons. I'm sorry. I do. I like cartoons.
You're a Marine, so
I wasn't going to say
don't say it. Don't say it, dude. Don't say it, because I had plenty of that yesterday, and I swear to God, I was going to have like a conniption fit if somebody said crayons one more time to me. I was going to punch him in the face.
Well, there's that one guy on Facebook. I'm on the Vetrepreneur site, and there's that one guy, I guess, that made edible crowns. So,
Yeah. And
I
then
can't think
there's
of his
a
name.
I did see that. Yeah.
there's a guy actually who makes patches, patchops.com. Tim Hickey, really good friend of mine, good Marine, and he makes patches for everybody's unit that they were with. But when you order it, you get an edible crayon in every package, which is actually pretty good.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think it's some kind of a chocolate-based thing, if I'm not mistaken. If I
Is it?
remember
Yeah,
correctly.
this the one he does is a gummy base, but yeah, I'd like to try the chocolate one.
I'm gonna have to order some with the TSP logo on it.
Yeah, well,
Pass
hey,
them
our
out.
VFW's got mostly Marines, so you should bring them to our
Yeah.
next meeting.
And
Yeah, one somebody brought it to my attention. They're like, you should send out a copy of, a package of those with every book or something. And I'm like, well, these are really gauged towards little kids. I don't need them just grabbing any old crown and starting.
yeah. Next thing you know, they're chomping on crayons.
Yeah, and then they'll all be joining the Marine Corps after that. But boom, there. I know. There, I made fun of myself.
So,
Happy.
The Marine Corps got a birthday coming up.
We do. We do.
9 days.
247 years old.
Whew. Yeah, Air Force not so much. They're not that.
Now you guys are what, 75?
Yeah,
I think you guys just had your birthday in September, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but you have the Star Wars thing now going on.
The Space Force.
The Space Force.
Yeah.
Hey, they got a great song. I heard it this weekend. And they got
Did
an
they change
anthem.
it?
I gotta download that.
It sounds like Star Wars, man. It's actually sounds pretty cool.
I need to find that. I think you were talking about that yesterday too.
I was, yeah.
I've never.
I think I did because they did like they did the color presentation, but then every branch they walked their flag down with their anthem. And first it was Army, and then it was Navy, then it was Marine Corps, then Navy, then Air Force, then Coast Guard, then Space Force last. It was pretty cool.
Right on. So when you got a hold of the publishers and you were talking about the bunny, did you pick the colors and everything?
Yeah, I did. Who ended up the rabbit over there, Jasper.
Yeah.
He actually the rabbit my son caught was all brown, obviously, because he's a wild rabbit. He still wanted a rabbit. He still wanted a pet rabbit, so we bought one, and it was a Dutch rabbit, and his name was Digger, Digger, because he tried to dig through the cardboard box when we brought him home. But that is actually the image of Digger, the pet rabbit that we actually had. And when I was talking to the illustrator about drawing that rabbit, I said, he's just got to be the cutest rabbit because this is for kids. So, I mean, he's just got to catch your attention right from the get-go.
Right.
And I think she's pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, it's a cute bunny. Cute rabbit,
Yeah.
sorry. What's the difference between bunny and, is there a difference between bunny and rabbit? Or they're
No, I
the
wouldn't
same
think
thing?
so. I think it's the same thing.
Well,
Are you a bunny specialist, Doug?
No, by any means. Now, I say that, but after the chicken farm, we bought an old chicken farm when we moved to Maryland, and we did get it in operation, and we raised about 45,000 chickens.
Holy
moly.
shit.
And
That's a lot of chickens.
it's a lot of, it's a lot of chickens. And so eventually the farms fell into disrepair. And Dad actually raised rabbits while I was in the Air Force. I wasn't at home at the time when he went through that little stint. But he did actually raise rabbits for a while and had quite a few. Not 45,000 by any means, but probably about 50 or so. I remember being in there at one point in time and looking at him. So maybe about 50.
Wow.
So he is
Dude,
rabbit
you're the
expert.
next Beatrix Potter, man. Good for you.
I
can only hope.
Hey, Doug, I will say that your illustrator's way better than Walt Disney's original illustrator because the original Mickey Mouse is frightening.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Oh, dude,
pretty scary, wasn't he?
He's scary. Yeah, scary as hell. I agree with you on that one.
I would hate
That's
to bring
for
that
sure.
book home to my kids, man.
Dude, Steamboat Willie, dude, that terrified me as a child.
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
but it's
So,
been fun. I just got my sales report for last quarter. We didn't do all that well, but it's really that's why I grab all these podcasts that I can. It's like it's really about getting my name out there
Yeah.
and hoping the right person sees it. This is probably about my 10th podcast, and I actually had a little 5-minute interview in Maryland on Delmarva Life Show is the name of the show
Okay.
on the on a CBS affiliate, WBOC. So that was probably my 5 minutes of fame in the
Wow,
Lower
that's
Eastern
pretty.
Shore
Hey,
of
the
Maryland.
WB, hell yeah, man.
Right. Yeah.
But
Hey, we're bigger than them
So-
though.
We
I'm
will be.
trying to-
No. We will be.
We
We're
will
probably
be.
not that big, as big as WB. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I keep trying to throw stuff up at Fox. I know like they like to put guys like us on there every once in a while with product. So it's like I keep trying to send emails out to
Hey,
those
we
cats.
should
It's
get
like,
you
I know if
hooked
I
up with Dean Wegner because that guy's on Fox and Friends, and he's one of our VFW members.
Yeah.
And he's on Fox and Friends like every other week. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I need to get on there just because I know what their fan base will do for guys like us. I
Yeah.
mean, they just
Right,
really
yeah, for
rally
sure.
behind you. Next thing you know, you sold 100,000 books or some stupid, ridiculous number.
Hey, this is no kidding though. Like this is exactly what the VFW is for networking for people
Yeah.
like you. I think it would be very beneficial for you to join the VFW and
Yep.
I'll definitely
just
get on it.
go
I
on.
ain't scared. I'll join anything.
And I actually know your state commander. I saw him this weekend. His name is Ed Stefanik Jr. And he's a great guy. He's young. He's like 38, 39. He's one of the youngest commanders in the VFW, and I will definitely hook you up with him. He's a good
All right,
dude.
cool.
Yeah. I mean that would go a long way.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got a lot of members in South Carolina that would love to get a hold of this book. I know it. I know it
Yeah.
in my heart.
I'm trying to get it in AAFES. I truly think like Walmart has a seen on TV section in Walmart. I really think
Yeah.
AAFES needs a veteran product section in AAFES and just, if nothing else, grab the local, because a lot of us are out there doing stuff like this. You know, a lot of veterans
Right,
are out
yeah.
there being entrepreneurs and coming up with product. And I just think there'd be a real,
Dude, I could see a Jasper shelf at the Arnold Air Force Base commissary.
Yeah.
I really could. And that's here in Tennessee. Did you ever go to Arnold Air Force Base?
nope, never been there.
Okay. It's
Vegas,
like an hour and a half down the road.
been out to Nellis and one in, oh shoot, now my memory will fail me. Little Rock, Arkansas was there for a TDY. Didn't really like it there all that much. Not sure
Yeah.
why.
It's Arkansas, man. I mean, who likes Arkansas? Seriously.
George Air Force Base. Oh, I got to go out on. I was voted as a top performer on a George Air Force Base TDY.
Sweet.
When I was working on the maintenance crew, and they sent me out to the Force on Force in the Mojave Desert with a crazy major driving the Humvee, and that was quite an experience. We parked up high on a plateau, and we watched the embedded forces on one side, and then the other Army troops coming around the other side of some mountains in the desert, and they just started going at it with their little war games and the A-10s flying overhead. It was really awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have
so
a booth? You have a booth yet? You set up at like
I had a
farmers
lieutenant with me,
markets
and
or-
are you there?
Yep.
Yeah, we're here.
I had a lieutenant with me. He reaches in his flight suit and pulls out a bagel. He's like, "You want some breakfast?" And I'm like, "I am not eating anything that comes out of your flight suit
Yeah.
pocket. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Yeah, Fleek was asking you if you have like a booth that you set up and take to like craft fairs and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I sure do. There's a farmers market up in Fairfield County. It's about an hour up the road,
Okay.
and I pretty much have been hitting that every Saturday morning. Don't sell a lot of books, but sometimes it's about just being present at those things and being out and being seen.
Yeah. Get your face
And
out there.
I've run
Dude,
into
hey.
a couple librarians up there.
Take some copies, give them to the VFW, and have them sell them in their canteens and stuff like that. I mean, that's a way to get the word out too. That
Yeah.
would be and that would work pretty well because they got, Beaufort, Charleston. They got I think 2 posts in Charleston. I don't even know how many posts they have in South Carolina, but they have a lot of members, and a lot of these members they have families, and families want
Well,
this.
that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
it. Now, I've also been kicking around. I need to talk to even if I can't get my book in AAFES, it's our AAFES building down at Shaw has like a little court in front of it, and then it's the BX behind it. And even if I can set my table up out in front, 1-2 weekends a month or something, and just sell them there, just kind of
Yeah.
thing. I'll have to talk to them and see about that. But yeah, the families. I mean, it's all about the families. That's where I need to go, and
So
I'm sure
is
plenty of kids walk through those
AAFES, is that
doors.
like the Navy Exchange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The NEX or the
NEX, the NEX.
yeah, you said BX, like Marines we say PX, and Navy says NEX, which
NEX.
I have an account with NEX and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one too.
You do? Okay.
Yes. It's great. It'd be great if you get your book in there.
Yeah, we'll just keep digging. It's retired military guys. We don't know really how to stop. Really, once we get our teeth into something, we just kind of keep digging and keep digging.
But
and
we
don't give
want to stop. We know how to. We just don't want to. Except for me, I want to take a little bit of a break because I've been going like faster than a jackrabbit for like 3 years, and I need to stay home and I need to be with family. And I had some really good news. I said this last night, but my wife wants me to go be an Episcopal priest. So
Awesome.
that is 5 or 6 years in the making. I've got to go to finish my MDiv school, and then 5 years of discernment on top of that. And I've got to go talk to the bishop, and he's got to tell me I'm not crazy. So I don't know if that's even going to work out because I am pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And
you can have your.
Are you a minister, Doug?
No,
But you're a good church man.
no. I'm just going through a point in my life. I used to go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
Didn't miss it hardly at all. And then some things happened in the church, and we just felt like we were being shunned, like it was old money in the church. And
Yeah.
if you didn't have a lake
Yeah.
house, nobody really wanted to talk to you, kind of thing. But our preacher changed, and I really like him. I've been watching some of the services online. Got a little lazy at that. And here lately, I've just decided it's like, what, I'm putting my foot down. I'm getting my butt back in church. So we're going to start getting in there every Sunday now. And
Good man. I've got to
turning
go to
things
church
around.
tomorrow at 7:00 for communion. So
Yeah, it's just got to do it. Got to start. I've been pushing so hard with this book pretty much all this year, and it's like I just got to get back to maybe taking care of myself a little bit. I want to get back in the gym, and I'm not trying to get huge, but just maintain and try to be a little bit healthier. And
no, of
get
course. Hey,
back
I'm
into
trying to
church.
say I'm trying to do the same thing. I lost 25 pounds. I've got a goal of being 200 by June, so I can fit into my uniform and actually look good again. Because
Yeah, I don't really have to look.
I don't look so hot right now.
I like being fat.
Yeah. Fat Navy. It's okay.
Yeah. So
Lots of ice cream.
yes. So what's next for Douglas Barry?
Probably retirement. I just, if Jasper kicks in, I can retire in another year or two, maybe before I hit 62. But yeah, that's just see what we can do to get to that now. I've done a lot looking back in my life, and I'm ready to just kind of relax a little bit. Like I said, I've been pushing hard on this book this year, so I really want to just maybe next year kick back a little bit. Everything in God's time. Maybe I'm pushing too hard.
No, you got it.
Well, you're the only one to judge that. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies like fishing, hunting?
I don't. I have in my 58 years maybe caught 3 fish. So yeah, that's not exactly my.
No, I'm not a good.
hobby.
I'm not a good fisherman either. So
It's relaxing.
I empathize with you.
Now, when I was in the Air Force, I hooked up with a race team up in Charlotte, and we did some ARCA and some NASCAR stuff, and that was kind of a good hobby to have at one point in time. I really enjoyed that.
Cool.
Now, any kind of big name team, we didn't run all the races, but it was Rich Woodland Racing was the name of the race team I was with. He's Rich Woodland was a great guy. He's good, still a good friend, even though we haven't been racing in a long time. But that was quite an experience, going over pit road, being catch can man one time, front tire carrier another time, and then basically the sign holder, the holding the bit sign, bringing in that kind of thing, and and garage mechanic, changing rear end gears, that sort of thing for him. And
How
that was
long
kind
did
of
it
fun.
take
Every
you?
once in a while, he'd call up and say, "Hey, we're getting the band back together." And all right, I'll be right up there.
What, it takes you like what, 15 seconds to change a tire?
I didn't change tires. I carried them, but yeah, it would take probably 30 seconds for me to change
Okay.
a tire.
Yeah, hey, that's good.
I was
Hey, you gotta
not
have a
good at
good
that.
pit. You gotta have a good pit crew.
I was decent at carrying, but yeah, I went up to his garage one time and tried to practice because they've got these rims where the lug nut never comes off. It's on a spring for practicing, and I went up there and
Yeah.
tried my best, and it's like I just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So we just did other stuff, but it was really a blast.
That's cool,
Got
man.
to meet some really interesting people, some NASCAR guys, Kenny Schrader, Sterling Marlin.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, we were
I
watching
like
weather
him.
together once in Dover racetrack. I was on Stanton Barrett's team for one race up at Dover, and that was where I went to see my first NASCAR race, and that was the only actual NASCAR Cup race I worked. So it was kind of like full circle. So it was kind of really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've never been to a NASCAR race.
But pretty exciting. It's kind of
Yeah.
spoiled me that I've been working down in the garage area. I don't know if I could go up and sit in the stands and watch one. I think it's far more exciting down in the garage area.
I
The
bet.
closest I've been is a Grand Prix, and we had the Music City Grand Prix last year in Nashville. It was IndyCar, and that's the closest I've been to any kind of racing except for on TV.
We were at was it Kansas City, Kentucky Speedway. We were at Kentucky
Okay.
Speedway doing an ARCA race, and some Indy cars were there. I think the Indy race was right after ours, and we snuck into the IndyCar garage. We were walking along, and Rich is like, "That don't look back, just keep walking like you're supposed to be in here." So we just kept going.
Nice.
And got to get in there, look around at the Indy cars. It was that about takes your breath away when you walk behind one that's running because they run that methane stuff, and it's like all you can do to breathe.
Hey, I have an update for you. I think Bryce Harper hit a home run.
Awesome, yeah, go Phillies.
It's way gone.
Yeah,
Who they playing? Houston again?
Houston, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's game 3.
So they
They're all
won.
knotted
They
up
won
1-1.
Saturday. They lost Sunday, and they're winning tonight. I don't know. What's the record now?
They're 1-1, but
Yeah.
I got a cryptic message on my phone that Bryce Harper. Yeah, they're winning 2-0. So
No.
There
Good.
you go. Get the fans behind them, and they won't be able to catch them.
yeah, Bryce Harper homer to right field. That kid is a beast, man.
He's something else. They
Yeah,
got a lot of sluggers on that team, that's for sure. Just about everybody can put one out of the park on that thing.
Yeah.
Well, Doug, I don't know if you know this, but Fleek has another podcast called the Nosebleed Report,
Yeah,
and he does all sports, and that's what Sundays at 9, right?
it is. Yes, Sunday mornings.
You should
9
definitely
a.m.
subscribe to it. It's actually he's pretty good. He's pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, he's good here, but he's really good on the nosebleeds.
I'll have to tune in for sure.
There's 5 of us, and we just talk sports.
Yeah, I don't know how much of my wall of shame you can see behind me, but I got a bunch of autographs and stuff up there.
I
so
did.
do I.
When you were setting up, I did see that.
Yeah, I got Jim Bunning. There's Dick Vermeil, Wild Thing, Mitch Williams, just because.
Yeah.
I just got this one a couple days ago. He's a Lions rookie out of Alabama.
Ah,
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Doug, do me a favor. Before you go to bed tonight, can you pray that the Lions are actually gonna, win a couple games this year?
The way they started out against Philadelphia, the Eagles, I thought they had something going on. I mean, the Eagles beat them anyway, but they put a bunch of points up, and I'm like, hey, the Lions might have something going on this year. It looks like it must be their defense. That's
then they went
failing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
They're
pretty
putting up
excited about
good
that
points.
Eagles game, man. The Eagles, you guys are still undefeated, right?
Yep, 7-0.
7-0. And
Damn.
They got a soft schedule too.
Fly, Eagle, fly. I love that
Yeah.
movie. Who's the bartender that walked on? What's
Oh,
his
the
name?
Vince Papale story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Papelli story. Yeah, that's right. That's a great story, man.
Yeah, his son was playing in the the USFL
Oh
that they
shit!
had last year
Damn,
for the Florida
Oh.
team.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Is he still alive?
yeah,
He is. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I was kind of hoping his son, kind of maybe it'd go full circle and the Eagles could sign him for something. But he is playing football, so that's pretty cool. I watched
That's
him
good.
recover a fumble, and he almost scored a touchdown on it. That would have been awesome. That would have been like another Disney movie right there.
And I didn't even know Disney. I don't even remember Disney doing that movie, but I guess they did, and it wasn't bad for a Disney movie at all.
Yeah, no,
Did you know who John Dornbos is? This dude he played for the Phillies a
he was
few
the long
years.
snapper, right?
I believe he was.
Yeah,
Yeah, he played for the Phillies, and the Phillies traded him. So while he was being traded, you have to go through a full physical.
yeah,
And the doctor came out and said, "Hey, man, do me a favor, sit down." He's like, "Well, what's going on?" He's like, "Whatever you do not bend over, don't pick anything up." And the guy's like, "What is going on?" It's like, "Your heart is enlarged. If you pick something up right now, you have a very good chance of your heart just exploding and dying."
yeah. I heard about that.
The only
He's
thing
doing
is,
magic now, though.
yeah, he does a magic show, and he does great magic shows. He's awesome, but but for just him getting traded is what saved his life, because if he didn't get traded, he wouldn't have had to go through a physical, and he probably would have died right on the field.
Yeah, he would have just kept playing. Yeah,
Wow.
that would have been horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think the Eagles won the Super Bowl that year because the ownership actually still gave him a ring.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, that year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, that's the same year my brother passed from cancer. So it's kind
Oh
of
man.
a bittersweet
sir.
year for me.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was a long. He fought it hard. Give him that. He didn't give up. He fought it till the end.
What kind of cancer was it?
It was, they believe, lung cancer that just started to move throughout his body.
Yeah.
He was a prison guard down at Angola State Prison in Louisiana, and he had an incident on his horse, because down there they put their officers on horses, and they put the guys out in the field, and the officers go out on horses with their shotguns and stuff. And his horse got spooked by a snake, and it reared up and threw him off onto the road, and then the horse fell on top of him.
Oh,
And everybody thought he was dead then. And they think that trauma moved the cancer. They think he had the cancer in his lung then, and that trauma made it to start move around his body, because evidently when cancer faces trauma, that's what it'll do. It starts moving around.
I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
man.
And that's when he lived for quite a while after that. But it's cancer, man. It catches up to you.
Yep, for sure.
My brother also passed away from colon cancer, stage 4, 2014. So, yeah, cancer sucks.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks.
Sorry.
Hard to watch when
I wear my bracelet every day. It's a FU cancer.
FU
Yeah,
cancer.
My mom passed away from cancer also. Kind of the same
Oh,
thing.
gosh.
She had a ovarian cancer, and then the doctors didn't even know about it. And she had surgery done on her neck to clear out her carotid arteries. But when they put her on the bypass machine so her body could still get oxygen while they're cleaning this out, the oxygen hit the cancer in her ovaries, and it exploded like wildfire.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
once the oxygen hits it, it just goes nuts.
yeah, it just decimated her whole body. She was spent almost a year in the hospital, just brittle, and it was bad. But yeah, cancer can suck it.
Yeah. FU cancer.
Sure.
FU cancer.
Wow. This has been great. Thank you, Doug.
No,
Yes,
no
sir.
problem.
This has been
Yes,
awesome.
sir. So we can wrap it up, but this episode will go live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday before. But I can send you a link so you can spread it out.
Sure.
But,
you can give it to Fox and Friends and to everybody.
But we have a pretty big following, and we even have we're international, so we get a lot of people watching in Europe and Australia. So hopefully your book catches on.
Yeah, if I could just add something real quick that I like to
Yeah, of
add on to
course.
some of these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I like to tell folks, because I've done some crazy stuff in my life, but you got to forget about failure, because failure ruled my life. The thought of failure in my younger years. And then I joined the military and learned you got to fight through failure. Well, you got to get the whole terminology of failure. Just forget about it. It's not failure, it's learning.
Right.
And you got to push through that and just learn your stuff and get to the success on the other side. And just don't let your life be overcome by that word failure. You just need to replace it entirely.
No, agreed.
For sure. I think Thomas Edison failed a couple hundred
The light
times
bulb,
before the
yeah.
light bulb came out. So
Yeah. And that'll
You know.
rule your life. I mean, if you get that in your head that you're just afraid to fail, you're never going to get
Yeah.
anything done. And
Yep.
you just got
You're
to
gonna
get
be
beyond
stuck.
that.
You're gonna be stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I had the idea of this podcast for years, but I was always afraid to fail and people aren't going to like it. And then I talked to Chaps one day and he's like, "Oh my God, I love that idea. Let's
I
do
did.
it."
Dude, I love the idea. I was like, dude, this is awesome. And we're not like other podcasts. Like we are our own entity. Okay.
Yeah.
Other podcasts, Joe Rogan, Jocko, whatever, they've got their own stuff. We have we have a genre that is very unique. I mean, shit, I'm in my damn bathrobe right now. Okay. And we're on a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So like people like Jocko and Joe Rogan, they interview like
The cream of the crop, the big names.
yeah, they're way up on the top. But there's so many other stories out there and
Sure.
Stories that you don't hear, that you
Yeah.
need to hear. And then
Yeah, definitely.
that's like you and David from yesterday. And I mean, we've had how many episodes? What episode number is this?
45, 46, somewhere around
Holy
there.
crap.
Yeah, we've only been doing it for about a year and it just catches on and it's like if you're gonna go tell somebody, they're gonna go tell somebody. Next thing you know, like every day I look at the insights on Facebook and YouTube. Every week we grow by a handful of people.
See, I'd like
Sure.
to I'd like to see those numbers, man. I had
Yep.
somebody, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he's like, "How many people are listening to you?" I'm like, "I don't know. Fleek does those numbers."
Yeah.
But hopefully, someday I can get those numbers and can be like,
No,
"Hey,
I
you
don't
need
really
to
like
get us on the air, big guy."
I don't like sharing those numbers because I don't want to be fixated on them. You know, uh,
Sure.
so when we first started, I was getting discouraged because like we had like 20 people listening, and then somebody mentioned to me like, "Well, what if you're in a room standing in front of 20 people talking?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good way to look at it."
Yeah. I don't know that I could do that. So these are
Yeah.
much easier for me.
Yeah,
Dude,
stand in front
Doug,
of
I
20
had to
people
do that in
talking.
front of 600 people on
Yeah,
Saturday.
Oh,
That
God,
was
no.
nerve wracking. Let me tell you that.
Going
Yeah.
through the NCO Academy and having to do 2 speeches was good enough for me. I nailed one, and the second one I absolutely blew. It was horrible. But
Well, hey, you know what? And you said, and those failures are actually their experiences, and they make you
yep,
better for the next time around.
sure do. You
So
bet.
you've
The
got
first podcast I ever did, I was scared to death, and now
me
I'm getting real
too,
comfortable in my skin.
dude. I did my first podcast I ever did was with Travis Parrington, Oscar Mike Radio. Which, by the way, I'm gonna. You should actually, Travis, if you're listening, you need to talk to Douglas Barry because he's got a huge following in Massachusetts. And I think he actually is he's got a really great voice for radio. I mean, he's kind of an ugly bastard, but his voice is amazing, and he's done some voiceovers for books. And he did one, and I definitely think that you and Travis should talk. And if you need his number and information, I got it, and I'm gonna tell Travis about you to look to try and contact you.
Sure. Yeah. Just shoot me his information on Facebook or something, or in the
I
messenger or
will.
something. I think you got
I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah,
Travis would be
the sound of my voice is something I've had to get used to too, because I think it's kind of mundane and kind of a monotone
Dude,
sound.
I hate the sound of my voice. I hate it. I
Yes.
can't stand
I
it.
think we all
I don't
do.
know
I
why
guess.
Fleek hasn't fired me yet because my voice, it's like a kid. I sound like a child or something.
Yeah, I hired you for your dashing good looks, not your
No,
not your voice.
that's wrong. That's a lie. Dashing good looks. I mean, yeah, when I was like 18, yeah, I was pretty hot, but no, not now. Now I'm a hot mess. That's what I am right now. I'm a wicked hot mess.
Wicked hot.
Well, thanks a lot, Doug. I appreciate
It's
it.
been fun.
Yeah, it has been
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely get your book out there for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Talk
I
about
greatly
it.
appreciate it.
Talk it up. Yeah.
One other thing, I just want to send a shout out to Proven Valor Professionals, our show sponsor. Thank you. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jeffrey Sabins, Gunny,
Yes. All of our
for all the work
Patreon
that you
members.
do, and the Patreon members. And we'll see you. We'll see you on the next episode.
Yes, sir. See you guys.
Thanks, Doug.
All right. Take care.